Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about ember-easyForm and how to use it in your project. The official documentation recommends that you download one of their builds and then include it manually. However, you can also install it via Bower. The Bower package that we'll have to install is called ember-easyForm shim. Then we'll include it in our Brock file right here. This is the code that we're going to be replacing with ember-easyForm. However, if you'll look at this code, you'll notice a few problems with it. It's just an input component inside a paragraph tag. If you want to style this, it's going to be very hard. It's also not semantic. So the functionality that we'll be replacing will be much more than this. It'll be more like this, having a label and a surrounding class. So we're going to get the usefulness of this more verbose code, but with conciseness of what we had before. And it's actually going to be even more concise. We start with the form4 component. The only thing that it requires is a model, an object that it can use. Here we're handing it the post, since that is being passed into the postForm component. However, oftentimes this will be model or controller instead of post. The syntax for creating a line is extremely simple. Input and then the name of the variable. We'll take that and use it to attach the value. So the value before was post.title, and here it's taking it from post and grabbing title from that. It will also create a label based on the name of the variable you give it, and then it will discover the type based on the ember data type of that variable. So let's go ahead and put the rest of the fields in there. These top three are just regular strings, whereas this bottom one, it's going to be a longer string, and so we want the text area instead of just the text box. So we have to do as text, and that will tell ember-easyForm to use the text area. Finally, we'll add back in our button. It's just like it was before. If you go to the browser, you'll see that we have our form, just like before. And here's our form, and here is the div that wraps the title. You can see here we have a label, then an input. And so that is working just like we wanted it to. We only had to write a tiny bit of code, and we're getting a lot of markup that could be useful. So if we wanted to style it, there's a few ways we can go about it. We could see that it puts an input class on all of them, and it puts a string class on all of them because those are all strings, and then it puts a class based on the variable that we gave it. Let's say we wanted to customize the classes that are on these forms. We could put it right here, and that would put it on the outer div right here. If you want to customize it even more, you can make the input helper into a block. Here, we've made it so it has a block, and this block happens to recreate what it would normally create otherwise. However, you can put in options here, as well as change up the ordering and put in custom markup. There are a lot more cool things you can do to customize ember-easyForm, including making a custom input type, and creating a wrapper, so you can create different sets of styling for different forms. If you'd like me to tackle one of those two customizations, or if you'd like to suggest another topic entirely, tell me on Twitter. I am @JeffreyBiles. Well, until next time, happy coding.